As the new decade dawned, Japan's post-war industrial machine began to ramp up. It was during this era that the phrase "made in Japan" became a household term in the United States. In the 1960s, Sony Corporation of America was born, and Sony began to build TVs using transistors. It signaled the beginning of Japan's preeminent position as a manufacturer of consumer electronics. The 60s also signaled the growth of the Japanese Chamber of Commerce of Northern California. Old meeting minutes show its efforts to recruit beyond San Francisco and to expand into greater Northern California. Still, much of its civic participation centered in San Francisco. The Asian Art Museum is one example of the Chamber's involvement. As a condition of the donation of his vast Asian art collection, Avery Brundage decreed that the city build a new museum wing. The Chamber worked to help pass the nearly $3 million bond to finance the Asian Art Museum. An opportunity to take a major civic role came about with the completion of the Japan Trade Center. The Chamber played a key role in the founding of what's become the annual Cherry Blossom Festival, or Sakura Matsuri. The festival's first president was none other than Chamber founding president Hisao Inouye.
Actually, the idea pretty much was begun by Mr. Inouye and the Chamber members at that time. And so it was pretty much a Chamber affair with people from JCL, which was one of the few active groups at that early stage.
It was a two-week event that included a queen pageant, cultural demonstrations, and a community street fair, culminating in a grand parade through the heart of Japantown. Former Chamber staff member Kinuko Kobayashi remembers all the activity that took place.
The Chamber was a Sakura-matsuri's office, so everything come to the Chamber's office. Every month we had a board meeting. The Sakura-matsuri committee chairman had to report all the progress for the whole year.
It was also during this time that the Chamber's Education Committee recommended the formation of Japanese Saturday School. This was in direct response to concerns from the Japanese nationals that their children would not be able to keep up with classmates when they returned to Japan. More than 30 years later, Japanese school continues at 2 locations in San Francisco and 2 locations in San Jose. The original enrollment of 150 students has increased tenfold to current enrollment of about 1,500 to 1,600 students. The subject matter is grade appropriate and follows a curriculum similar to what the students study in Japan. One of the traditions the Chamber helped institute was the annual Japanese Community Picnic held in Golden Gate Park.
The community picnic started as a welcoming event for the training ships that came from Japan. Well, we usually had a nigiri, and there were games, singing. The Navy group sang, not I should call them Navy, but the Self-Defense Force. They sang as a group, or they had some of the martial arts, judo and karate or kendo. It was a lot of fun. We look forward to that. It was a very inexpensive way of spending a Sunday. Go out to Golden Gate Park and freezing to death.
The event that closed out the end of the decade was Japan Week in 1969.
It was one of the first involvements of the Chamber in a city-sponsored project. It was meant to promote Japanese culture and Japanese products. And they had performers from Japan, and it went on for a week. And the Chamber made quite a significant contribution to that.